Hello, software world. That's Medhat Sabry welcoming you to Techstamina again. Let me in this short video introduce to you a new product or section in Techstamina.com, which I call V-Tips. Video Tips is a short for video tips. These are actually going to be short videos. Each one is pointing at some idea, some skill, some tip that I think we should all remember, and that I think is going to help you in your task, in the software process, whatever you are in there. So in this first video tip, my topic is going to be about the basic programming equation. This equation, I deem, is very important for us in our programming careers because it puts our hands in very important features of the task and hence encourages you or reminds you with some skills that you have to keep and stick to in order to be distinguished in that career. Let me start by asking you a question. What do we produce at the end of the programmer? The worst answer that I would get for that is if you say coding. Some people used to say coding, by the way, but this is the worst answer. Some others would say software. This is very abstract. Some others would say solutions. This is not bad, but actually it's very wide because you don't produce a whole solution. You produce a part of the solution which is at any point in time called the unit. So what would we produce at the end is functionality. What's functionality? Functionality is serving a request for someone very important who is the user at the end, someone very important who is the user, and taking some actions in order to satisfy this request with a service and come back to him with something that satisfies his request from the beginning. So if you try to put that schematically, I would say, let's start here. We have a request. We serve that by some kind of an action. That request is coming from a user. And this action produces a service. And hopefully this service comes back to the user who is supposed to be cheering up, a satisfied user at this time. So we produce functionality to satisfy requests. Let's put the equation. That's what we produce. So, how do we produce this functionality? We code. I mean as programmers. But coding is not enough. There is a missing term here. If I ask you about the missing term here, when I used to ask people about that, they used to come up with improvisations like design, performance, whatever. No, there is a unique answer, believe me here. That is, let me put it in red here, that is testing. Precisely, that is unit testing. Because you are doing a unit at a time, and the skill that you have to concentrate on is to know how to test your code. You are the best one to know about your code and the best one to design a test to actually verify that what you have written there is right. By the way, I would like to tell you that your value lies here. And all the skills that you have to enforce in your career into your self as a programmer, 90% is here. Learning languages is not difficult. Doing tests is the tricky part of the things. Two things will happen if you're not good here. One, something that will happen for you, your reputation, your professional reputation will go down, producing many errors and relying on the people at the QC to be your bug catchers, which is not correct. Secondly, for your team and for your organization, when the integration is done for these things and the system explodes in the face of the people doing the testing, the integrated testing, or the user acceptance, which is very bad, cost goes high because tracing back this and fixing this becomes very costly. Industry realized that and started to provide us with platforms to avoid that with things to learn. On top of which is TDD, that is for test-driven development. This is an invitation to you to learn about test-driven development. I will help you in that in Techstamina, and I invite you very much to do your own homework on that and try to learn about it. There will be more videos on that in Techstamina, so I hope you join me to learn about that in later videos and later articles. Thank you very much for being here.